We've got audio. Let us begin. Very well. Shabbat Shalom, my most esteemed friends, honorable judges, LDE tribe, as well as everyone else accompanying us. On this rather precious, very hot day of Shabbat, today being, oh, the date is wrong. Today is Tammuz 24. Let's erase this. I don't have the things here to fix it. Okay, can you give me the purple one? Tammuz 24. And then write number 8. 24 here. 8 here. And 78 here. And it's all fine now. And now it is all correct. Perfect. Looks perfect. It looks perfect. Very well. So then today, as I've already told you, it is Tammuz the 24th, last day of Tammuz of the year 5995. Today being the 8th of August of the year 2026, in which we shall study yet another chapter of Wisdom and Discipline, part 78, and is perfectly well written on the whiteboard, so then we are correct to the day. I'll begin first by mentioning those who have had a birthday during this week to congratulate them, which is as follows: Lucero Arelis Arevalo, Peru; Edna Esparza, Mexico; Juan Fabian Martinez, Guatemala; Juan Manuel Medina, Argentina; John Vargas Holguin, Colombia; Obed Hernandez, the U.S.; Angie Lisbeth Salcedo, Colombia; Felix Antonio Rodriguez, England; Sindri Araceli Lopez Perez, Guatemala; Graciela Lopez Mateo, Guatemala; Olga Marina Perez Aquino, Guatemala; Arnulfo Silo, Guatemala; Carmen Luisa Arevalo Juarez, Peru; and the three that are here today: Heidi Carolina Roblero, a very happy birthday, Heidi, and Leslie, and mine. So then we are celebrating today's Leslie's and my birthday, and also Heidi's, because they all got together. Leslie's had been precisely for last Sunday, so then we enjoyed this whole week. We went, like I told you, with Leslie to have a walk on the beach, and on Sunday morning we left, and we came back on Thursday. It was super excellent, extremely excellent week that's completely relaxed. So then it was spectacular. Now, a very happy birthday to each and every one of you, for you, Heidi, and everyone that I mentioned. Many blessings. I hope it is one of the last birthdays under this system of Babylon, and this time I'd like to thank every one of you that wrote to us, both Leslie and myself. You wrote to us, you sent us pictures, sent us cards, and good wishes, blessings, congratulations, both publicly as privately. All those of you who have been giving us presents, whether money or actual gifts, and the ones that I have to present here today, and all the good wishes of every one of you, you can tell the care and love that you have towards us, and I really would like to thank you wholeheartedly on behalf of Leslie and mine for all of your showings of care and love for this during this week. I'll continue and I'll begin by showing these presents. I'll begin with Felix, which is also on his birthday. It's also your birthday. I just mentioned you. And Felix, a great big hug. He sent us 2 cats that are kind of like little pots for a flower pot. One arrived excellent, the other one was completely in 1,000 pieces, but at least we got one. But this one's enough. It would have been incorrect if neither of them got here, but one of them got here and the other one was in 10,000 parts. So then thanks for this. Felix sent us this. Also, it says your 250th anniversary, like the American Eagle. We believe it's to put some sort of alcohol, some sort of spirit. It arrived like this unless they drank it in customs. No, it comes empty. If it's for liquor or something, it's precious. It's precious. I'm going to delicately place it here so that nothing is broken, so that the cat doesn't come along and then wants to throw everything. This is from Felix, right? Sent Leslie a little pendant that is a silver one that's precious with a little heart. Precious little pendant. Can you see it there? You can use on both sides. It is very, very pretty. Many thanks, Felix. And also this Bible, which is the complete Ethiopian Bible. The complete Ethiopian Bible. It's very good. It's in English. It's got a whole bunch of books that, of course, they are not found in the regular Bible. So then he added a very nice dedication. Many, many thanks, Felix. Precious. Everything. All the gifts that you sent us. Many thanks. I'll continue on with another one. Here I have a perfume. This is from Lineage Martinez. I don't want to make a mistake. Excellent. I wore it this morning. A spectacular perfume. It's called Bourbon, if I'm not mistaken. It's from Assad Bourbon. It is very, very delicious, very masculine, spectacular. This exquisite perfume, I loved it. Many thanks. Let us present this one, this little perfume here, and also they gave me this ship, and they tell us that with this we're going to go to the Malvinas. It's just that we got to make it bigger. We got the other ships already. And when we learn how to make them bigger, we already have the model here. It'll be through the sea and through the air. The arrival will be difficult, but apparently that is how we're going to arrive. Very beautiful, very, very beautiful. It's all wooden. Let's see, I don't want to make a mistake. They also gave us this here, that it's 3. Yeah, it's here. This too. It's right there. 3 drinks, one from passion fruit. They all got life, in other words, alcohol. This one it's a Prosecco wine. It's like a champagne. And this is another drink that's peach flavored. They're all ready to be placed in the fridge. Spectacular. I hope you don't get broken. I'm going to take them one by one here. Let me place this in a safe place. Many thanks. Martinez Lineage. This one that Leslie told me. It's from the Martinez Lineage for Leslie. They gifted her a ring that's precious. A violet gem, like an amethyst. And this beautiful wallet or purse, as you may call it. It is very, very pretty. So then this was for Leslie from the Martinez Lineage. Very well. Now we got from Jenny, over here from Jenny Lopez. She gave Leslie these very beautiful sunglasses, spectacular, from Jenny. Many thanks, Jenny. Precious sunglasses. And she sent me, this comes directly from Honduras. It's a wooden car made by hand that says Honduras here. It's got a very good detail. It looks like an old Rolls Royce. The first ones that they made, apparently, it could be any other car, but it sounds like it. It says LVE, the eternal truth. Spectacular. Many thanks, Jenny. A very beautiful car and the sunglasses. Okay, moving on here. This is already from, if I'm not mistaken, exactly, from Miguel Angel, Monica, and Alexia. It is a purse, very beautiful. It says Argentina. Take me to Argentina. It says take me to Argentina. Take me to Argentina urgently. Very beautiful. This is beautiful. This is the goat. It's a goat. It says the greatest of all time. Let's place it over here. Place the goat over here. So the Christians come over here and say, "Oh, look, he's got what's the name of this guy? Not Azazel. Baphomet. They got a Baphomet right there in front." Okay, we're going to place the goat right there. It's very good. The goat is very good. Very good. The goat is spectacular. Many thanks. That's not the only thing. From Miguel Angel, from Monica and Alexia. He also sent us this. And this is, do you remember how I had a cup like this, but it was Iron Maiden's? This one's from Power Wolf. It's precisely it right there. Well, I'm not sure, but it's over there. It's over there. Well, this cup is of Power Wolf. It is very, very good. I'm gonna take it out of the box already. I'm not gonna keep it there in the box. It's excellent with a cross right there. It's good. Now the Christian says, "Oh no, this is pure Satanism." Just so you have some fun. So then many thanks. Yes, Miguel Angel, Monica and Alexia. Very, very beautiful gifts. They gave me this from the Roblero family, a perfume. They just brought it to me. I haven't opened it. It must be very, very exquisite. And it's a tiny Diego. It's a Diego. It's Diego. It's a perfume. And they sent me, they gifted me this. And there's lots of players from the selection. There's Messi. Very, very beautiful, spectacular. I loved it. I loved it. Yes. Hand me that one. And this, too. Now I'll show you mine. They gave Leslie this. They gave this to Leslie. This perfume here from Mason Azra. Maybe I'm mispronouncing it. It says Fakama. Fakama. It sounds kind of strange in English. Fakama. Fakama is in the language that's Arab. So then it looks precious. This chain that is precious, with the May sun, apparently, not, it seems like it, but it is the May sun, precious, the May sun, with the Argentinian flag. In case you don't know what sun I'm referring to, the May sun. It's got a soccer card that they gifted me. It's like the French selection against Brazil there. Again, very beautiful. Many thanks. What else? It's Leslie's card. Wow, a precious bouquet of flowers for Leslie. A precious card for Leslie. Well, this this is, yes. They gifted her this one that says Buenos Aires, Argentina Presses. Very, very beautiful. Buenos Aires, Argentina, right here. And mine, it was behind, that was also given to me by the Roblero family, which says, crowned with glory, spectacular, very, very beautiful, specifically blue and gold crowns with glory. Spectacular. I loved it. I loved all the presents. Take this, Leslie. I loved all the presents. Spectacular. I've shown this one already, right? Yes. So then many, many thanks to each and every one of you. Many thanks. There was one missing here. We have this one. We have Donkey here. Donkey. Brian gave me this donkey. This is from Shrek, and I said, "Where's Shrek?" And he said, "You're Shrek." I said, "What?" That's what he told me. He's like, "No, I want Shrek." He says, "No, you're Shrek." I don't know what he tried to say with that, but oh well. So then she's Fiona. Then you got Shrek and Fiona. And Donkey. It's got the face of Eddie Murphy. I love Donkey. You stay here. The entire subject, Donkey. Very well. Even the donkeys learn here. So then if I'm Shrek and you're Fiona, then the donkey, there are many. They represent a whole bunch. No, but here even the donkeys learn, wow, so sympathetic. I was already forgetting donkey. Very well. Wow, how comical. Very well, it's so hot right now. Wow, so hot. Very well. Many thanks for all the gifts. Very well. Time to go look for the moon. This month is on its way out. It's on its way out. And the month, the 5th month, which is called the month of Av, in case you forgot. This Thursday, August 13th at sunset, Thursday at sunset, the moon will be seen, whether it's seen or not. It's on the 30th day. The 30th day is very easy to see it unless it's very cloudy or stormy. If there's something going on in the sky, generally you can see it very well. It's the 30th day, whether you can see it or not. We're going to switch months. The moon will be seen on Thursday and the month will begin on Thursday. Of course, Thursday evening, as Friday begins, it is on the 13th of August. I can see that, yes, that's when, no, I see that the month of Tammuz has 29 days. Attention, 29, it's not 30, 29 days according to what I have here in the calendar of Tammuz, which I see here. 29, if it's 29, yes, then you have to all go out and look for it. Whether we see it or not, we'll switch over to the next month either way, but we have to make an effort to see who sees it, who can take a picture, to be a witness that the moon was there. Whether we see it or not, you already know, we're going to switch the month either way. The moon is there, because it'll be the 29th day. Take away what I said about 30, 29. So then everyone go out and look for the moon this Thursday. Very well. We'll talk a little bit, just a little bit about Boca. Last Thursday Boca played, and we played Estudiantes de La Plata with the goal of Rusito. Boca played well. Boca deserved to win by more goals, but have no one to score. We don't have a front man. We should have won by many other goals. Menentiel doesn't score anyone. That's the way it is. But the team, for me, it looks like they're playing orderly with many different situations. I have things that are sparkling all over the place. Many situations of goal. The goal makes situations of goal, so then that means that the team is playing mediumly well. And we won 1-0, a bit adjusted, a bit tight, but we watched it with Leslie from the hotel, so then we didn't miss anything, absolutely anything. That was last Wednesday, I believe, right? Yes. Now today we play a game that's very difficult, very difficult. When the Argentinians, we want to say difficult, we say chivo. It's a very chivo, very difficult game. It's a chivo game. Chivo means goat in Spanish. Against Vélez Arfield. And there's a Boca idol that wants to beat us. Vélez has a good team. They play well. Not sure if he's one of the main ones. One of the main ones. At least, maybe, they are. So it's a difficult game. 3:15, we play today. Now this Tuesday, we have to play the game from the South American Cup. You see how we beat O'Higgins 1 week away. The Cup comes. The game, the first game, it'll be in the Huracán field, I think. Since we played the other day against Estudiantes, the Huracán, we're local. We play against Recoleta Football Club. It's a Paraguayan team. Evidently, if it's already right here, they're a good team. They're a good team. So then, because Paraguay is always characterized by a really warrior-like game. Just ask French. They had to invent a goal, or else they could not score against Paraguay. A goal that it was not a penalty, in my opinion. The one that was in favor against France, in favor of France against Paraguay. It's all difficult. It's difficult. It'll be this Tuesday at 3 p.m. It's the first game. There's the first game and then the second game. And then the next Shabbat we play again. And it's against Platense, just letting you know. And the next Tuesday, not this one, we play again, but in Paraguay against Recoleta. We'll see how we do. We have a game today, and then on Tuesday we have a game again for all those who live in the U.S. And I'm going to tell you, if you're kind of fans of the Argentinian Cup and all that, you have the free ones that you have to look for, Fútbol Libre, Pelota Libre, all those, red card, until you get those weird pages that you can get hooked on football. If you live in the U.S., you want to pay to see all the games of the Copa Libertadores in a good quality anywhere. The only option and the only one is Fanatis with a Z. Fanatis. This is for the US only. Fanatis. And if you pay for the premium and you can see all the games of the Argentinian soccer, the Brazilian soccer, and other soccer, there's many different leagues there. It's $117 a year. $117 a year, and it's a whole year of soccer to see what Boca plays. And if you like other teams better to watch, it is the better option that you have if you want to. Fanatis. Just for those who are in the U.S., if you like soccer a lot, you like to watch. Very well. Shemah, Israel, YHWH Eloheinu, YHWH Ekhad. Hear, O Israel, Yahweh, our Elohim is one alone. It's not two or three, it's one. Proverbs 25:2, it is the glory of Elohim to conceal the word. The word, which is the Bible, is completely concealed, closed. No one can understand it, even if they think they understand it, because what they read over it is just a cover that is no good, or else it would not be concealed. But this is the glory of Elohim to do this. In other words, to turn the word into something that cannot be understood. Yet the glory of the king, and the king represents the Messiah, is to enter into that cover, to search it out. And that is our glory. The glory of the eternal truth. I'll tell it to you like that, just simple like that. Let's go directly to the invitational text that we're always using the same one because I love it. And we're still not done with this part of the book. Proverbs 10:2, which is the treasures of wickedness shall not be of any profit, yet the justice frees from death, or the other version, mis-earned treasures do not profit, but giving frees from death. Very well, I have a question that they asked me. I'll answer it quickly because it has not much to answer, even though the question is, it would seem to be difficult to answer. It's easy. Hello, my most esteemed Christian. Let me ask you to the bone. In the context of the Argentinization and of the I am, what attitude, what actions may I take when I have to be in that jail for 10 years of Revelation 2:10, or when I feel within me that transformer that acts like an oppressive apparatus that drains my vital energy and demands more than what I feel that I can give, and asks to take away that liberty that I have inside from your great teachings. A great big hug and many thanks from already from the get-go. That's a very clear. It doesn't have a lot to do with Argentinization. It's got to do more with what do we do when that transformer that consumes the best that you have, that asks more and throws you back, and there comes a point in which you no longer want. What do we do with that? Who has that transformer? Who can stop it? Does the whole world have it? Well, the question is simple to answer, because that is the experience that we all have. There's no one in this world that has an experience that's simple, because if you're at the top, you'll suffer either way. Just look at the life of Messi. This week, he did another hat trick, 3 goals. He's been scoring 3 goals. What happened last night? His dad died. So then he could be very happy that he's doing great in life at his age. He plays at a level that's exceptional, the best in the world. But there comes some news that throws you back. And it's a pain that just doesn't go away, because he perfectly well knows, like as human beings, we know that we're not going to see the people that die. Again, humanly we know that. Now we have the hope, we have the biblical message, we also have another type of vision, but humanly so, no dead person has ever returned. He knows that his dad that had an age that was not so advanced. I think he was 76, 67. 67 years old. So then he's a person that, in the standards of life now, can live a lot longer. All of a sudden, or through the process of some sickness, he dies. And who takes away that pain away from Messi, even if he's the best in the world? So then there's always something that this life will bring against you, whether you have all the money in the world or not, whether you're single or married. We all have that transformer, and this life has not, it was not designed by the Creator so that we enjoy it to the fullest. Now that we have moments of enjoying, and then moments of pain, moments of anguish, and that is the transformer of what the Son of Charlie talks about, that consumes the best that you have, throws you back, and demands more and more. But the only solution to this, that's why I said it's a simple answer, is resistance. We have to all apply it. Resistance and resilience. There's no more. There's no magical thing that you do this and it makes all the problems and things disappear. No, nothing disappears. Because if anything disappears, then something else comes along. When you fix something, then it's something else that comes along. And you don't know anywhere where it's coming from. So then always that when you say, or that you might say, I'm in the best moments of my life, hold on, because there is when maybe your worst moment of your life is about to come. But that's the way it is. Never say this is the best moment of my life, because it's like you're calling for the transformer to come along and for the power to go up on the transformer. Don't ever say that. Don't ever say I'm the best in the best moments of my life. The people that say that generally, then something terrible happens. And I know many like that. So then you always have to have a low profile to enjoy what you have to enjoy day by day, and to deal with what you have to deal with. That's the way it is. And not to hold on to wait for everything to disappear, because that is the life that we have to live now as an experience. And you have to also learn to enjoy that. You have to learn to enjoy the problems. And maybe you might think, what, the problems cannot be enjoyed. Yes, you can. Because that is like a test that is forming your character, and it is giving you resistance. You quoted, the one that's asking me, they quoted Revelation chapter 2. I'll read it entirely, because it is a message of the seven churches, and there's 7 messages for the eternal truth. And it reads as follows. Revelation 2, 8 through 11, and write unto the angel of Smyrna, the first and the last, the one that was dead and lived, saith these things. I know thy works and your tribulations. Exactly, it is a message for those who are going through a tribulation. And your poverty in every aspect. It could be poverty to deal with the problem, or poverty in the resistance, because sometimes poverty is actually something which we have to eliminate from our life. And I'm not referring to economical poverty, but poverty in how we deal with problems. I'm referring to poverty in resilience. If you're poor in resilience, you don't resist anything. So then you have to eliminate things and be enriched in things. That's why it says, I know thy works, I know your life well, what you do, and your tribulation, where you're going through, whatever it might be, and your poverty, in which you are weak. In what part are you weak? And in parentheses, the message says, and remember this, but thou art rich. So then the message for the eternal truth, precisely from the same question, is answered on its own with the text, that in this life, it would seem that we are nothing. We live under tribulation. We believe ourselves poor in every aspect, but sometimes we do not stop to think that we are rich. And not just that we are rich, we're the most rich of the existence of the human race. If you believe my words, never has any other person ever existed, nor will ever exist, richer than ours. One thing is to achieve certain richness, like Messi that has more than $1 billion and can't do anything to stretch his life to become younger or give life to his dad. And to look at his dad and to think, my time will come too. So then the riches, no matter how much money you have, actually, it's not something so important. It's nothing. Because just like what Yahweh said when he was dressed as a Messiah, he said, look at that rich person. He harvested everything, he has everything in granaries, and he has gone to sleep and doesn't know that tonight his soul will be asked for. So then all he worked in his granaries, which means his bank account, that's enormous. He doesn't know that he's not going to be able to enjoy anything, absolutely nothing, because life ends for him. So then, we believe ourselves to be oppressed. We believe that we lack this, that we lack that, that we're suffering. It is because we lack faith. And that is where our poverty resides. we lack faith of understanding who we are. That the thing is that you have not believed me of who we are. If in your mind you would have the certainty that we are the new God of the earth, owner of the earth entirely, not just a little part or a bank account, everything, absolutely everything, even man and the souls of man, everything. Just like in this moment, we belong to God. He gives us life and takes away our life, and He owns everything. And He gives the goods to whom He wishes. Well, the new God of the earth inherits everything. Not just does He inherit the physical part of the earth, flat one, that He's going to make it bigger and everything. Not just that. It's not just physical richness, properties, the entire earth. No. He inherits men as an inheritance. The Messiah is owner of men. That is a concept that you have to understand. Since God owns us all, the new God owns everything. And why is He an owner? Because He's the one that has power to give them life. And if He wanted to, the same power to take it away. But He's the one that gives life. He is the owner of everything. Of course, that He's going to be an Elohim that's absolutely, that's never been seen, just. An Elohim that wants everybody to prosper. That's why He wants everyone to live and give life to everyone. Doesn't mean that He doesn't own everyone. To be the God of the earth means to be the owner of everything. So then, notice how He places the words. The Messiah speaking here, the Messiah is speaking to the 7 churches, which is the eternal truth only. I know thy works and your tribulation. Of course that we're tribulated. Of course, we know that. And your poverty, we're poor in every aspect. But thou art rich. That is the difference. Actually, when we think that we're poor in some aspect, or that we're not doing well, or that this life makes no sense, we have to use the resilience and resistance, because we know that we own it all. And that is where, what I said, we have to enjoy what happens to us. If it is pain, if it is situations about anguish, you have to learn them. You have to learn to enjoy them in the sense of that you learn to live that. Co-inhabit, co-live with pain, because you own everything. You have to go through that experience. There would not be any just king that would not have gone through that experience. So then, whatever life gives us should not worry us at all. So then that transformer actually will transform us, transforms our experience to have experience. I'll read on. I know thy works and your tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. But thou art rich, and the blasphemy of they who say that they are Jews and are not. I would say the blasphemy of those who say that they are saved, the blasphemy of those that say that they worship God, the blasphemy of those that say that they love God, the blasphemy of those who say that they're going to be saved and the rest go to hell. Not just do I add the Jews, but here I'll add Jews, Christians, and every religion, everyone. The blasphemy of they who say that are Jews and are not, of they who say that they are saved and are not, they who say they have the true religion and don't have it, but rather the synagogue of Satan. Exactly. They have the synagogue of Yahweh, because Satan is Yahweh. So then what do they have? The religion of Yahweh, and the religion of Yahweh is nefarious. The first one that Adam and Eve had took them to death, was worthless. The second one they had from Abraham and on was absolutely no good. The third one, even more pure, from Moses on, even more nefarious. And moving on, the fourth one, the Christian, is absolutely no good. So then all that are the synagogue of Yahweh. That is the synagogue of Yahweh. Even the Arabs, even the Hindus, all religions are the synagogue of Yahweh. That synagogue is a lie and will disappear entirely. But who's telling you this? This message, I'm telling you this. This message was written for me to tell you this. And for me to tell it to you and explain it to you. All these, I know thy works, what you do. I know that all of you are under tribulation. And I know that you have lots of poverty. Poverty in character, of many things, even monetary poverty, physically. Poverty. Lots of poverty. But I assure you something, that you are rich. The richest that have ever existed. And I also perfectly well know the blasphemy, the lie of they who say that they are saved through whatever religion and are not, but rather they're the synagogue of Yahweh with the rules and lies. And so then here comes the message for each and every one of you. Fear not in anything what you will suffer. Don't suffer. Don't. We're already going through a whole bunch of things ever since we were born. Behold, the devil, in other words Yahweh, will cast some of you into jail. It's not jail that you think of. It is the jail of your mind, the jail of economical resources, the jail that you cannot get married, the jail that, because you cannot find a good partner that's ideal, the jail of a situation that you're living through and you cannot come out from, the jail of having to work like a slave. But Yahweh casts us into jail, and behold, the devil, in other words, everyone, will cast you, he will cast you in different jails, that ye are tested. What's that for? That part about being tested, I would change the word, because we're not here to be tested, but rather to make us stronger. That is the word. Just like going to the gym, make us stronger. Stronger. To have experience. Because Yahweh does not have to test anything from anyone, nothing. But He places us into this tribulation in this life, that we become stronger, or else we could not be a good God. We couldn't be. Behold, the devil, Yahweh, will cast some of you, all of you, into jail, that ye are tested, and you will have tribulation for 10 days. Don't pay attention to the 10 days. It doesn't have to be exact. But they could perfectly well be 10 years from a moment and on, from 2018 to 2028, or it doesn't matter. I don't care about the 10 years. That is something that's irrelevant in this moment. Sometimes those are the details of the cover. That, 10 days, 10 years, we start to calculate the years. That is the cover. It doesn't. The 10 days don't matter. Those 10 days is your entire life. You're going to have tribulation. Your entire life will have tribulation. Now, the message is, be faithful unto death. And when we talk about being faithful unto death, is that to never sell yourself. Be faithful unto whom? Unto precisely what you believe in, which is the eternal truth. Be faithful unto the eternal truth. And I will give thee the crown of life. That I that is speaking is the one speaking to you. And I shall give thee the crown of life. That I is not Yahweh. Of course not. That I is the Spirit that speaketh unto the churches. And the churches are the eternal truth. Be faithful unto death, and I will give thee the crown of life. Simple as that. Simple as that. He that hath an ear, he that hath the capacity of understanding, hear what the Spirit, which is not Yahweh, what the Spirit saith unto the churches, to the eternal truth. He that overcometh shall not suffer harm of the second death. In other words, you can suffer the first death, which is the physical, temporal, provisional one, but not the second death, which is, and I call that those who die for 1,000 years. That's what I call that, the second death. They die for 1,000 years. This is an advantage that is absolute, because the eternal truth is a lot more than what you believe in. So then it doesn't matter if there are people in the eternal truth that have passed away. Same way, we're going to resurrect them. We're going to resurrect them because they are ours. They are ours. It is a belonging. When I talk to you about Argentina, talk to you about Boca, I forgot to mention something very important, which is the feeling of belonging. And the feeling of belonging of ours unto the eternal truth is everything that we have. We don't have nothing else. There's nothing else in this world to fight for in this world of life. It is the sense of the eternal truth. The eternal truth is our life mission. Be faithful unto death in what you believe in the eternal truth, and I shall give thee the crown of life. He that hath an ear, hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. He that overcometh shall not suffer a death for 1,000 years, but rather will resurrect to reign. Also complement this with a text, because the question was, what do we do when I feel within me that transformer? Nothing. Enjoy your transformer. You're rich. We feel poor, we feel weak, but we're rich. If we record that in our mind, it's like the experience of a movie, like a horror movie. Why do we watch, or many people like to watch horror movies? Why? If it's a horror movie, precisely. Why? Because you enjoy uncomfortable or adverse situations, or that give you fear. How you enjoy it, and that is what a human being is. Don't ask me why. If the horror movies weren't successful, nobody would watch them, they wouldn't make them. They're very successful because there are people that enjoy the adversity. Well, learn to enjoy the adversity. The one that asked me this, and all of you, which is for all of you, this question is, learn to enjoy your transformer. Why? Because actually you're rich. And you're going through an experience that's unique, that you will no longer have later. Ever again will have a chance to go through it. So then enjoy what is given now, and be faithful unto death. Proverbs 11:21 says, sooner or later the evil one shall be punished, yet the descendants of the just shall be freed. Exactly. That descendants of the freed, that in this case it's the eternal truth, shall be freed from this transformer that throws you back, that demands more and more. There comes a point in which you no longer want. Exactly. When we get to the point that we no longer want anymore, that is when we have to say, I do want. I do want more. That is all you have? Transformer, that's all you have? That is nothing. Is that the maximum? Is that all you got? Man, I can resist a lot more. You have not gotten to the limit. In fact, I don't even know my limit of suffering. So then don't even mention about your transformer. That's all you make me suffer. That's easy. That's easy peasy. I'm rich. I'm going through this to learn, but I'm rich. Actually, I am rich. Very well. Proverbs chapter 10. So then, for all who are suffering, it is okay. Learn to deal with pain. If your bones hurt, if your joints hurt, if your pocket hurts, if many things hurt, learn to deal with the pain. Don't complain about the pain. You have to tell yourself, this is the maximum that I can resist. Nah, I can resist a lot more. Learn to deal with the pain. Don't submerge yourselves and drown because the pain is too big. No, you have a lot of resistance, a lot more resistance. If the pain comes, let it come. It is a transformer. You move forward. When you complain and you are always asking for it's worse. It becomes worse. When you say, that's all, that's nothing, that's when the situation starts to change. Because you're rich. You have to look at yourself and say, I'm going through this, but I'm rich. Of course, I may feel poor, I feel bad, I feel under tribulation, but I am rich. I am the richest of them all. We are the owners of everything, of absolutely everything. I know that it's difficult for you to understand. I know it's difficult for you to understand it because it's difficult for me to understand. And if it's difficult for me to understand, I can imagine that it's difficult for you to understand. I understand that. But Daniel chapter 7 clearly says, 13, it says, and I was looking in the vision of the nights, and behold, with the clouds of heaven, one like unto the Son of Man, a human being was coming. Unto the Ancient of Days, until Yahweh, Satan. And they made him draw nigh before him. A human being, whomever, in the vision of Daniel, just any human being, any old human being. They made him come before the Ancient of Days, Yahweh, Satan, who guides everything, the Creator. And it was given him. Why did they make him come near to him? Because there's something that we don't have, and that's why we're rich. Dominion was given him. Do we have dominion? No. Glory. Do we have glory? The least of what we have. And kingdom. Do we have a kingdom? Nothing. Not even a house. So then how are we going to have a kingdom so that all the peoples, not one, not just a couple, 10, or maybe a city? No. So that all the peoples, nations and tongues, in other words, everyone would serve him, because he's Lord and owner of the whole world. The lives of those peoples are in his hands. That king, that Messiah, that new God has the power of life and death of the people, as clear as daylight. Would serve him. His dominion is eternal dominion that will never pass, and his kingdom one that will not be destroyed. Now, if this does not enter into our minds, then of course we feel poor and without any hope. But we're rich. We're so rich. So then we go through tribulation here. I mean, I think that's great. Why? Because we are preparing to be that king, all-powerful, that knows everything. He cannot be a stupid idiot God that has always lived in pleasure and that everything turned out great. He has no experience about evil and in wickedness and in pain. And when I refer to evil, of the wickedness of the others, what I'm saying, that didn't receive that wickedness, didn't receive that weight of being a slave. He could not be a righteous king if he did not have that experience. That is the experience we must have. Those 10 days are our preparation. Don't pay attention to the time. Those 10 days is the time that our preparation requires. But our preparation has to start to change. It's like I spoke to you last Shabbat of what it is to be a new Argentinian, of LVE, a new Argentinian, with a new flag, a new national anthem, with new colors, a new way of living this life, because we are going to be kings, the kings. If we don't understand that, of course, it's going to seem like it's insane to say this guy wants us to change and switch countries. Yes, I want you to switch countries. This guy wants me to switch flags. Yes, of course I want you to switch flags, or else we're not becoming a new nation, or else we're not becoming a new nation. So if you hold on to your nation, your principles, your stories. I forgot the question. Your culture. If you hold on to, embrace onto that, and hold on, then you are not going to be a part of this new nation. We're a new nation, just like that, a new nation, which is called the eternal truth. And that nation is the one that we belong to. And we're going to conquer the entire world. The entire world, the peoples, the nations will bow down before the eternal truth, because the eternal truth will own everything. The world and the people. Everything. We're more than rich. Of course, I expect for you to change, to switch colors, culture, the national anthem, everything. Minimum. That is what you call to fight and to conquer until the end. Your pride, your national pride, your pride of what you always thought you were, and I told you, no, we change and switch to a different patriotic sense. Like Paul says, we no longer belong. We don't have a nation. We're citizens of the new earth. Well, apply all that directly to what we think that is real, which is not in heaven, that is not under God. We're going to be the God. We're going to be the God. We're creating a new country, a new world. And you may ask yourself, why do you call it Argentina? Because Argentina, I like it. And that's it. And I'm speaking it to you. If it was someone else from Australia that rose up, he would say it was Australia. I was not born in Australia. It was Argentina. It had to be that way. That I had to wash and cleanse. The silver, the messenger, the Elohim of justice, was going to sit to cleanse the silver, the Argentine people. Exactly, that's what it is. That's what it has to be. And that is the message. The message got to you. If it had been born of a different person, it would be completely of the color of the message and the tone of that person. But this is the message. This is the only people, I'm going to say, that understand this prophecy. And there's no other one. I want you to understand something. Maybe you see this as natural, what I've just read, that the Messiah is human, that God will no longer be a God. Maybe you already see it as natural. There's no other human person that believes what we believe with the Bible. There is no one that has ever deciphered that the Messiah is a group of people, that the Messiah actually is born here and is of the end of times, and that God is no longer a God of this earth. No one. If that does not indicate to you, and now you read it in the Bible, and you understand it perfectly well when it says, and God rested on the day of rest, didn't do anything. If you don't understand that marvelous principle, then of course you may be confused that maybe you're right, that it should have to be on this way or a different way of citizen of the world, whatever you want to mention, that you may fucking want. The only thing that you should want is the message that is here. And now you see there's an order in things. It's not that 1,000 people saw it all simultaneously. One's going to say, I discovered it. The other one's going to say, I discovered it. No, I discovered it. I understand this more than you. Of course, it doesn't work that way. But the eternal truth is a united group. And that united group does not have personal ideas of how it should be, that you don't think what you heard. No, this is unique. No one else has this. And no one else will fulfill this. No one else. Either you're in or out. That's simple as that. Either you're in or you're part of, or you're not a part of. Simple as that. Remember what I read to you. Remember what I read to you. Because this is not a joke. I know thy works and thy tribulation and thy poverty, but thou art rich. And the blasphemy of they who say that they are Jews, Christians, and are not, but rather are the synagogue of Yahweh. Fear not in anything that you will suffer. Don't have fear. Don't fear. Fear not. That's it. That's it. Stop. Stop. Stop complaining. Behold, Yahweh will cast some of you in prison, all kinds of prisons, so that ye are tested, reinforced, trained, and you shall have tribulation for as however long is necessary. Here is what's important. Remember this. Be faithful unto death, and I shall give thee the crown of life. The crown of life, you will not obtain it from the hands of Yahweh. Yahweh will not come to give you the crown of life to you because you were right. Oh, because you thought that what I said in this ministry was not so. And so Yahweh was going to say, yeah, no, tell the truth, you're right. It can't be in the way that Christian said. No, that's right. I'll give it to you individually. Never, ever will you receive anything from Yahweh. If anyone will give you anything, it will be me. Look, this face, this person, I will give it to you. And it doesn't work in any other way. Because it is written. The Revelation is a written book for the Messiah. So then the Messiah understands this. That says, the devil, in other words Yahweh, will cast you and torture you. Be faithful unto death. Whatever the devil will do to you, be faithful unto death in this message. And I, not the devil, not Yahweh, I will give you the crown of life and no one else. And no one else. Never wait that all of a sudden Yahweh will come and invest all of you together. No, it won't work that way. Just like you heard me, I personally will invest you in the appropriate moment. No one will give you any crown except for me. Every one of you. Be faithful unto death, and I will give thee the crown of life. If you want to understand it, understand it. He that hath an ear, hear what the Spirit, the one that speaks unto you, saith unto the eternal truth. He that overcometh. Actually, it's to take your pride out. He that overcometh shall not suffer the second death. In other words, you will not be left resting. You will not be outside of the group. And if you had a crazy idea that someday Yahweh was going to give you anything, you're wrong. It doesn't work that way. It's not going to work that way. Proverbs chapter 10. The Proverbs of Solomon. The wise son brings joy to the father, but the foolish son is the sadness of the mother. We saw this already. When one of the interpretations, to tell the truth, it's not that it's going to help this in our life, but oh well. One of the interpretations that I told you is that when a son is very, very, very important, and that the people praise, they say he's the son of so-and-so, of this person, this man, and so-and-so. But if the son comes out evil, foolish, they say he's a son of a bitch. That's the way it is. Very clear. Why? Because the mother educates and forms the child, but the father almost always takes the glory. Now, the son is evil because he was not taught. It was because of the mother. He's a son of a bitch. It's as simple as that. This is the way we are. Will this change? Of course, it'll absolutely change. This is an ill-born. An ill-born. He's an ill-born that has been. It's always the mother to blame. The sadness of the bad son it's on the mother. 2. The treasures of wickedness will not be of any profit, yet the justice freeth of death. Like I explained to you, the Jewish versions clearly speak that the word justice, that says justice, but in this context and the way it is written, has certain variations, means to give, which is to free giving or given of yourself. Giving the help to others. There's generosity, giving. And it is very, and I'm saying very, very, very important that we understand this, because the Messiah, or the new God of the earth, is a God that is absolutely generous. If it were a God non-generous, then all the population will suffer. It'll suffer horribly, because the new God of the earth, if they have one characteristic, is to give. It is to be generous with everyone. That is why, in this moment of tribulation, maybe your tribulation is not giving, because you don't think is right. Because your mind, you think, I'd like to earn this a lot. How is it that I have to give the 10%? Aside from the fact that I heard some video somewhere that the 10th tithe is deemed that we should not give it, then the brain starts to look for all the information that's contrary, or that is on your behalf, that supports your way of thinking, so that you don't give. And I assure you clearly, that none of you will be invested if you don't learn to give. Because you have to be the base of the new God of the earth, the generosity, the base of the new God. Because maybe in your mind you think that you're generous only when you have more. The day that I earn and I have leftovers, then I'll give. No, that's not what it is to give. Giving is to be righteous. And if the rules that will dictate the future of your eternal life, you will be someone that receives or someone that gives. And this is the two, goes both ways, because now I'm referring to those who are not a part of the Messiah will receive of the Messiah everything they need. They will give, and they will give their tithes and the things that they produce forever. Now, the Messiah will give, not his tithe, will give all his power, his time, his greatness, his justice. So then, if you do not learn to be righteous, you will not be a part of that Messiah, of that new God of the earth. That's why it's so important that you learn to give. And when I say give, to top it off, I'm saying of what is not just the tithes, but giving in every aspect around you. People that need, people that require your help in every aspect. 3. We've already talked about this subject a lot. 3. Well, we talked a lot about this, but I'm going to read these versions. For example, Proverbs chapter 11:4 that we're about to read. We're in number 10:2, but number 11:4 says, "The righteous will not profit in the day of wrath, yet the justice will free from death." Once again, the Jews translate the free giving, or the giving, or the generosity frees from death, the day of wrath. And Proverbs 11:24 and 25 says, there are those who give, and even more is given unto them. And there are those who retain more than what is righteous, but they become poor. It is a law. It's a law. The generous soul will be prospered. The generous soul shall be prospered. And he that will satiate others, he shall also be satiated. So that in order to be satiated in this life, you have to first learn to satiate others. First satiate others, and barely then, life will start to give you things so that you're satiated. It doesn't work backwards. It doesn't work that first you have to satiate yourself, or that they satiate you, so that barely then, once satiated, you'll satiate others. It doesn't work that way. It's backwards. It's backwards. They are never satiated, because first, even if they are thirsty and hunger, they learn to satiate others. And by satiating others, life in this rules that you don't see but they work and they are real, life satiates you. In other words, even if you are desirous of something, learn to satiate others first, and life will satiate you, or else it doesn't work. That's why it says there are those who give and spread, and even more is given to them. It's a rule. They give, and even more is given to them. But who gives it to them? Because it's a rule of giving to receive, not to receive to barely then give. The rule is not that I receive and then I give. No, I give, and afterwards I start to receive. And there are they who retain, don't give, but they become poor. There you have it. Oh no, they're already poor because they retain it. Poverty is for sure. For sure, poverty is so for sure. That's why they become to poverty and they say, "Oh, I'm poor, and I cannot give. How will I give the tithes?" And you will not come out from there. You will not come out from there. Because it is a natural law. The more you retain, the more poor you become. The more poor. If you give, life will fill you. It's the way it is. The generous soul will be prospered, and he that satiates others, he shall also be satiated. Spectacular. We've already seen that. Number 3. Yahweh will not let the righteous go hungry, yet iniquity will cast unto the wicked. Well, this is a very bad translation. You don't understand it too much. Let's go to Spanish THH. It says, the Lord does not leave hungry he that is good, but impedes the wicked to calm his appetite. Well, in the other versions it says exactly as in the DHH. It says Yahweh does not let the righteous starve to death. So the righteous can be hungry? Yes. Yes. He can be hungry his entire life. But what he does not allow, and I'll take the word God out, because it's very easy to say, no, God does not intervene here. It's a rule that he left pending in the air. It's a rule, like the rules of electricity, that if you don't know them, you'll pay them with your life, because you don't see it. And you might say, and if they bring you from 1,000 years before in a time travel, you explain to them this is a light, they're not going to understand anything, absolutely nothing. They'll think it's magic. It's all magic. The things could be flying, they'll think it's magic. It's magic. If they go to Hollywood, they're going to think that the one that hands out the pizzas, it's magic. It's all magic. The people from 1,000 and even more years backwards, they see what we do and they're going to think that it's magic. But it's not magic. They know not the science. The science of electronics, the science of electricity, they know it not. If they know it not, then they could make mistakes of touching cables that are energized and die or burn themselves. That you don't see something doesn't mean that it does not exist. The universal laws exist, and there is a law that says precisely that the Creator already left us written does not allow for the righteous man. I'm talking about the righteous man, not that he thinks that he's righteous and is not. The righteous man to starve to death. Now that he's hungry, yes, but to starve to death, no. And the other counterpart of this is that he impedes that same Yahweh, but it's that same law, impedes the wicked, even for, it doesn't matter how much money to have, to appease his appetite. This text is so clear. If you comprehend what I've just said, there is a law in the ether, in the air, that is written, that is always fulfilled. To those who really are righteous, sometimes we see people as righteous and they're not righteous. Those who really are righteous, and who are righteous? Those who don't do wickedness, those who don't steal, those who don't deceive, those who don't lie, those who always try to love their neighbor as themselves. Those are the righteous. It's not whether they're religious, they love God. No, not that. None of that. It's how one acts with another human being. If I steal, I'm not righteous. If I lie to them, I'm not righteous. If I'm always trying to gain advantage for me, I'm not righteous. A righteous person is one that is always willing to help the neighbor, not to scam the neighbor, or if you sell him something, you don't hide the problems that it has and says, no, you have to fix it. That's what I'm telling them. How many people that you know that are that way? That they sell you a car and they tell you all the problems they have. No, generally, they hide you the problem that they have. They hide it from you. They don't tell you. And if you did notice, then forget it. Or they lie to you. Oh, that little noise. No, the mechanic said that it was nothing. It was nothing. And you have to get a whole new motor, for example. That is what injustice is. A righteous person cannot deceive you. A righteous person cannot lie to you because they feel bad with themselves. They feel bad with themselves. Why am I going to sell you garbage? I can't sell you that garbage. I can't sell it to you. Directly, I cannot. And if I sell to you, I tell you, look, you gotta fix this, this, and that. That is what a righteous person is. So then, let us not make a mistake of what's righteous. To love God, to hate God, no, none of that. Righteous is what he does with another human being. And nothing else. Nothing else. So then, there is a law that says, the man that is righteous will never starve to death. He may have hunger, but not always be hungry. No. Now, the wicked, the scammers, the unrighteous, will never be satisfied in anything of what they do. They're always going to want more and more. They cannot be satiated. That is what the text says. Like it says, is the Spanish YHWH, the Lord does not leave the good to starve to death, but he impedes the wicked to satiate his appetite. But it's not about just eating, his appetite in everything. If it's an appetite for women, it'll never be satiated. If it's for men, it'll never be satiated. If it's for men or money, if it's for dominion, it won't be satiated. If it's a possession, it won't be satiated. If it's territory, it won't be satiated. It'll never be satiated, ever. There's something inside that's not bringing any satisfaction. Why? Because it's a law. You're wicked, you do not obtain satisfaction. Just like the songs, I can't get no satisfaction. Of course, you're wicked. The righteous obtain satisfaction, even if it's just for a little bit, but they do obtain it. That is why, in the Spanish RV 1960, it says, yet the iniquity would launch you can't even understand it. Not launch, but will not let them be satisfied ever. The wicked. Very well, this, not just like I tell you, is not just applied to food, it is applied to spiritual food, to the whole rest, all the wishes of a human. It is exactly just like the water that the Mashiach promises. You see how the Mashiach said, this water you're going to drink, and you'll still be thirst for your entire life. It's not a water that satisfies. That was the well of Jacob. Jacob does not give you a water that will satisfy you, ever. You have to go and go and go every Shabbat, every time, every religious feast, to drink of the water, and to look for a rabbi, because it doesn't satisfy you to read the Bible, and read the Bible, and pray and pray and pray, and nothing satisfies. That is the water of the well of Jacob. Now, the water that the Messiah gives, when he gives it, you are satisfied. You will not thirst ever, the Messiah said, told this woman, Samaritan woman, said, of the water that I will give thee, you will not thirst ever. Not just not thirst ever, but of thee water shall burst out that you'll give to others. That is the definition exactly what the Messiah will do for everyone in humanity. Either you are a water that will be life for the rest, or you'll have to receive it from the Messiah. But that is precisely what the righteous have. That water, that which satisfies entirely. Now, the wicked is not able to satisfy anything, just like the water of the well of Jacob. 4. We'll advance a little bit longer because it's our birthday. Since it was such a good week that we went through, we went to a hotel next to the beach. It was on Sunday in the morning, and we stayed, of course, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and on Thursday we came back, but we stayed one more day on the beach. Another beach, because we were driving, we would stop. Precious. All of California is precious, to tell the truth. And it's fresh. It's not like here. It's the desert over here in California. Just such a heat where all the demons live, as they say. It's a mortal heat. But over there in the coast, how beautiful it is together. Of course, the house is a lot more expensive, almost impossible to pay for those that can live there. One day we'll have a house on the coast, and even every one of you will have not a house. I'm not saying a house. House is nothing. A mansion. Aside from having our own city, LV will have their own city. With something that I believe that you can't even imagine. It'll be so great that many people will be able to come, but it'll be our city. Well, and in the coast it was so beautiful we didn't want to come back, because we knew that as soon as we would get away from there, we'd enter into hell. We did enter into hell, because the air conditioning is not working. Very unlucky there. It's not working. And the heat that we went through when it was fresh over there, it's the hellish heat. You don't know, to drive in California in the heat is brutal. But it was so great. Absolutely so great. And I love that there was not even a sun. No sun. It was all just fog, fresh, precious, until 12, give or take. And then that's when the sun would come out, and then forget it. We would run from the beach to not get burnt so much, or to not get burnt almost nothing at all. So then we would enjoy the foggy part, precious, to walk on the beach. How beautiful, precious. It'd been a long time that we had not gone to a place like that. For many days, a lot. It's been years, right? A long time? A whole bunch of time. So that one's excellent. And today we'll celebrate our birthday. That's why I'm telling you that I'm not going to present much to you. And it was simply today we're going to eat linguine that Leslie made. It was a sauce, simple sauce. So then we're going to eat linguine. And ice cream as dessert. It's just that this whole week has been milanesa, And I mean, disaster of the food outside. That's what I want to tell you too. Leslie and I, we're so good cooking, and that has a really bad disadvantage. Terrible. If you've ever seen Gordon, what's the name of Gordon? Gordon Ramsay. How he is so demanding. You have to be a good cook. So when he goes to a coach, this is this dog shit. This is in a microwave. This is horrible. Maybe he likes certain things, but the rest, no. Okay, that is the way Leslie and I were. The thing is that when you cook extremely great, and that is not because I'm Argentinian, when you are so picky, you know, you season the food, what a flavor, you're so picky in every detail of the food. We went to Argentinian places and just would tell you what we asked for. Milanesa, Leslie threw it away. Pizza, we ended up throwing it away. And empanadas, we ended up throwing away. And you might say, how can that be? And the whole entire restaurant was eating well, and I was looking with Leslie, how are they eating this dog shit? Yeah, everything had an unforgiving mistake in the food in every aspect. And I'm not going to detail now, but yes, it is difficult to satisfy someone that likes perfection a lot. It has its problems. Because if we did not like food so much, perfectly well made, we would eat any dog shit and would be happy. But it isn't so with us. And that's why it's difficult to eat out with Leslie and I. It's so difficult. Because we want things perfect, and sometimes we get restaurants where well made that we enjoy, but actually we're very, very demanding because we would like things well made. Just like subjects, I like them when I can't stand for some stupid idiot to open the Bible and says, because Jesus, and I put a life, the face of an idiot like that. I mean, I get angry. I can't stand, I don't know if you can stand any preacher, because any idiot comes along saying, oh, but Jesus, God is good. Why don't you fuck off to your mother's cunt, you idiot? First of all, you're in a place that is not for you. Fuck off, idiot Christian. It's not for you. Because if you don't understand that God is a real son of a bitch, it's not for you. Don't try to convince me, you idiot. Fuck off. We don't want you here. If we don't have that honesty of speaking that way, I can't stand anyone that speaks of religion. It's like an aversion that I have. A Christian will say, no, yeah, because it's that malignant spirit, the demon, when he opens the Bible to speak of Jesus, he gets crazy. No, no, no. I can speak to you about Jesus the whole day, about Jesus, and read the Bible all day. But some idiot Christian comes along to try to convince me that God is love and that Christ is going to come and save me. I get nauseous. I can't stand it. That is how food is. When you have this food of the eternal truth, but when you enjoy it, and not when you're just a listener and give or take, when you enjoy everything, every detail, even when I say a bad word, you enjoy it, then it'll, to you, any other preaching from any other idiot will be nauseous to you, whether it's a pastor, a rabbi, or a priest. It'll be dog shit. Maybe a rabbi, maybe you can stand him more because he speaks of things that are more interesting about the Talmud. Even may stand him more, but for a Christian to try and convince me that the blood of Christ covers me, why don't you fuck off, you son of a fucking bitch? Why don't you fuck off? I don't even want to listen to him. I don't want to even listen. LVE is like food. When you learn what is good, the rest is dog shit. That's the way it is. Just so you start to understand, give or take. 4. A slack hand impoverishes, yet the hand of the diligent maketh rich. I love this text. I love it. What the fuck is it to be negligent? And what is a diligent? Well, a negligent is the one that does everything incorrectly. Not in time, leaves off, stops paying for bills, accounts. What is broken, he doesn't fix. things are being pending. It's negligent. When there's something that requires the attention because it's already a security problem, they don't do it. So then accidents happen. When they have to make something better, it doesn't make it better because it's negligent. Negligent means that he doesn't do things correctly, doesn't do things in time. He's negligent. And what is a diligent? A diligent is that does everything well. He makes an effort to do it in time. When he tries to think what could happen and prevents it, what is needed for the occasion that is diligent. When you say, oh, if I had thought about, if you had thought, if I had known. So then sometimes things happen that the life brings you in this tribulation, and you're not prepared to face them because you were negligent. But now the diligent is prepared. This happens, and he always has something to solve the problem. The diligent solves the problem. The negligent can't solve anything. In fact, he's filled with problems. That is why the negligent hand impoverishes. There's no other option than to impoverish. When you do the things that you have to do in the time that you have to do them, you will become poverty. There's no other rule. That is why many people that are poor because they're negligent. Many are not. You might say, no, because we work. I understand. But lots of the people that are poor because they're negligent. They're negligent in getting together with a woman and having a whole bunch of kids. I didn't know. He didn't know how to prevent or plan. He thought that the kids all come with the bread under the arm, as the poor say. So then nothing was planned. He didn't study anything. He didn't study to make something better. Doesn't worry about learning some sort of skill to be able to have a trade. How do you say trade in Spanish? Some sort of trade. He didn't learn a trade. Because somebody that can weld, it's a lot superior to a guy that doesn't know how to weld. I mean, don't even mention it. One that does not how to paint is a lot superior to a guy that does not know how to paint. I was surprised. This world sometimes pays unrighteously for certain things, but of course, it depends on whatever talent you have. Messi has such a talent that is absolutely, he was born with it. To top it off, he developed it and cultivated it. But hearing him, he says, I don't know how to change not even the light. I don't know. So then for the house or anything in the house, I have to call people, he says, because I don't know. I don't know how to do anything in the house. I was listening an interview of Messi. He says, nothing. I can't change not even a light bulb or fix something. I mean, I don't know anything. All I know is how to strike the ball, and that's it, and run. You might say, wow. And God gave you enough money and allowed you to have people to work for you. What if we separate Messi and put him alone in a place without money and deal with it? How much can he do when there's no ball or arbiter or nothing? Nothing. Because he does not have the skills to survive. That was an example to tell you. He has it to make money, and he has a talent. How many poor people have not developed anything because they're negligent? Because they did not want to, like I told you, he that knows how to weld is light years away from one that does not know. And light years are terminology that is from the globe heads. I don't think that velocity is the way that it travels, like they say, so then forget it. It's a way of speaking. He that knows how to paint, forget it, or you know how to build, forget it. And you know how to, if you have a guy that knows how to paint, build, carpentry, concrete, he knows how to weld, and knows how to do plumbing and electricity. Even if he doesn't know, he knows. Because with everything that he knows, he says, this must be this way, and he does it correctly. You have a guy that is a capo. A capo means a goat. This guy's a capo, a goat. A capo. He knows how to do everything. He says, you know this? Yes, I do. You know this? Yes, I do. I know how to do it. Maybe if he doesn't want to do it, he pays for someone to do it. And he says it's incorrectly done. Do it like this. And to that, you add that he knows how to cook. Imagine what type of person. That you add to that, and he knows how to cook. And not just know how to cook, but he knows how to, if he knows about wounds, how to fix them. Or, I mean, you don't know about men like that or women, like they do exist. They're counted, they're few, they do exist. And if you add other functions and other functions, that is what a diligent hand is. Now, one that was not diligent, he never want to learn anything. If his plumbing goes wrong, he doesn't know. If he doesn't call somebody, then there's no more water and everything gets flooded because he can't pay for a plumber that is expensive. So then a diligent guy will always be rich. In every aspect, he'll always be rich. And for that, you add that he knows about mechanic, because it's a whole bunch of trades in this Bible, in this life. Mechanics, then also about painting the cards. How many trades are they? A whole bunch of trades. And if you know a little about everything, if you know everything, then you are becoming an Argentinian. An Argentinian knows everything. And if he doesn't know, he makes it up, but he knows it. You have to understand that an Argentinian, you know this? Yes, I do. You know how to do this? Yes, I do. He knows everything. The guy, he knows everything. He's a psychologist, everything. So then, that is what typical Argentinian is. He knows how to do everything. I'll read this text in the Jerusalem 2001. Proverbs 10:4, Jerusalem 2001. Negligent hand. I like the word negligent. Negligent is a lot more than just lazy. Lazy, you can know and be lazy, but negligent is to not even know. It is to be ass. Pardoning Mr. Oh, Mr. Donkey, I didn't. No offense taken. He says, no offense taken. I'm not referring to this ass. But you have to be kind of like an ass, not a lazy guy. It's different. They could make a meal, and I would tell you, this empanada is horrible. You don't know the principles of the Argentina empanada, the basic ingredients that it has to have, because then it's not even an Argentinian empanada. First of all, the Argentina empanada started out by dicing the meat, not even buying ground meat. Then it was accepted to be made with ground meat, but the original one is diced with a knife. If it's in a processor, you ruin the product. The other part, for anyone that wants to make empanadas, wants to place in, if you don't have the vision, you have to say it's 2 kilos of onion per kilo of meat, and don't just put 1 kilo of onion and 1 kilo of meat, because it's no longer the exquisite that one's looking. You might think, oh, it's such a quantity. You don't know anything. That's why. You're on the donkey side. You're on the negligent side. You want to make a good empanada, and I could care less about anything. An Argentinian empanada is 2 kilos of onion per 1 of meat. That's first of all. Second of all, it also has green peppers that is fried along with the onions, always, and in every case. And then, basically, it's got oregano, paprika, Argentinian ground pepper, there's Korean chupucarru, but if you put the Mexican one, it's way too... It's delicious, but it's way too spicy. You can't add it the quantity for it to have the taste. If you want to make it ultra spicy, they would not be Argentinian anymore. And it's got Argentinian oregano, not Mexican oregano. Or the Mexican oregano is for other foods. It's very different, completely different. The Mexican oregano has a different flavor, and for example, if we were to make a sauce that is spicy, that has oregano, just like the restaurant El Torito, I can add Argentinian oregano. I would ruin it. I would ruin it entirely. But if we have, along with Leslie, Argentinian oregano and Mexican oregano, everything in its place. I can't mix things. I can't mix it. I ruin everything. So then, the Argentinian empanada has a little bit of oregano, and it has green peppers, and Argentinian pepper, ground pepper, and a good dose of cumin. If you don't add cumin, not a lot, the precise dose, if you don't add that dose, it has no taste of anything. No matter if they didn't teach you, it doesn't taste like an empanada, period. That's it. So you have to have those condiments so clear. And to that you can add other variants, because you can say it's like parts of, like the tucumana or the salteña. I don't use it, but it's potato, just meat for me, and the onion. You can add a green onion, the green part. You can even add a tomato that's very well diced to give some juice to that. Me personally, the empanada has to have raisins. I love it. I love for me to fight it and to feel something sweet. It has to have it. It has to have it. It has to have olives, green ones, not black ones, and hard-boiled eggs, or else it's not an empanada. If it doesn't have a hard-boiled eggs, it's not an empanada. All those ingredients, along with its salt, to the right point, because if you need salt, you don't enjoy it. You try it in it, you can't fix it. You can add just a little bit of salt. It has to be precise. And if it's too much salt, then you can't eat it. If it's too salty, it has to be precise. There is the hand, precisely the hand, the diligent hand. That's why we threw away the milanesa, the empanadas, and pizza. Speak on the microphone. Yeah. I placed the microphone. She speaks away from the microphone. Hi, how is everyone? Let's see if you can hear me. Say hello. Hello, Leslie. Hello. I'm saying hello. Say hello. Say hello. No one hears me, I think, perfectly well. Well, and so they started to say hello. Of course, I'm greeting. And she say hello, Leslie. Hello, Leslie. Hello, Leslie. Well, the problem is not that we like our food is so common. We all like our own food. No, we know well when something is perfectly well made. When it's well made with its flavor and the precise salt, even if you have to add a little bit, well, that's fine. It doesn't matter. But when something is well made, when we went to eat to this restaurant in Santa Barbara, precious place, Santa Barbara, and it was beautiful vacations. This was an Argentinian place that had very good recommendations, and we saw it online, the pictures and all the rest. And then the three things that we asked for four things, because the milanesas had salad, and the salad was delicious. It was good. It was well seasoned. It was not Argentinian. And then the salad was from a mixed bag. It was not an Argentinian mix. No. The milanesas, the guy that helped us, he told us already from the beginning, the fryer wasn't working well. So then we said, well, okay, that's fine. What are we going to tell him? And it was going to place them there in the oven. So then the milanesas were in the oven. when he brought the milanesas and you place them in the oven, first than anything, he that knows how to cook, what he does is to grab a spray, an oil spray, and you spray them over, because if you place them in the oven, I don't know if you've ever cooked, if there's milanesas, it is all on the top, it's all raw. It's like it was not well made, even if it's well made in the inside. It could be toasted, like toasted. Like toasted. It's not toasted. It was like white. Yeah. Because they didn't spray oil on top. So then you have to cover it with oil, spray it, and then the bread is well made. Or else you turn it on the other side and then the other. Well, those were the milanesas. Now the empanadas, well, it was everything that Christian explained to you, that it has to have a special, but a basic mistake. The meat was processed in a processor. It seemed to be a mixture. It's not even, and it was not even ground meat. It was the fastest thing to buy ground meat and you make some empanadas. It was processed. Maybe. Speaking to people, I don't know if you understand me, but I know how to cook well, and when something is processed, the same flavor is no longer there, and the same sensation when you bite into it of an empanada. I had never seen something like that. The other thing that we asked for was the pizza, and the pizza was fine, but it was without oregano. It didn't taste like anything. That was the mistake. Because you say, well, that's fine. The sauce on top, it didn't have a lot of taste, no oregano. But no. In a restaurant, there are basic things. You cannot process the meat to put it in an empanada. And you cannot leave some milanesas that look like raw. And you can also not serve a pizza if you're a pizza place and it's not cooked well. Basic mistakes of a restaurant that we say, wow, I can't believe it. It makes us sad. It's an Argentinian place, but he knew a lot about social media because they had music. It was filled there. It was a very beautiful place. But well, that is the base. What's basic? So then, did you like the way I commented this? I sent you all my care, and even more special, all those who greeted me and sent me messages and sent me their care and love and nice things and the presents that they sent us. And I take advantage of this moment to thank you for it. It's unacceptable. I would not accept ever a friendship that were stingy, that were even egotistical. A friendship shares. I tell you this because, to tell the truth, I move around all over the place. I also study. I go out. And you cannot share anything next to a person that holds back and doesn't want to share with you, doesn't give you anything. And you see that only you're the one giving, and those people just need of you and of all the rest. How nasty. You cannot admire them ever. That person, never can that person could be a great ruler, could not be someone admirable. Never. You yourselves could admire someone that holds back, that wants to always gain advantage all the time. You'll always admire all the contrary. That is what we expect of great rulers. So then, to be in a path in this career, to be great people, and to actually have lots of character defects now, Unacceptable. Unacceptable. Yeah, Leslie is a little more drastic, but it's unacceptable. You would not accept it either. From any government, from any friendship, or any father. Actually, that you know that in that way, you do not change the world. So then, oh well. I send you a great big hug and care to each and every one of you. I'd love to speak. You know that I like to greet you and give my opinion. Many thanks, Leslie. Spectacular. Yes, we have a problem with Leslie, with the food, because we cook way too well. We are too exquisite with the food, and it's difficult for them to please us. How do you say that? How do you say that in Spanish? For them to please us. In a restaurant to please us, it's difficult. It's difficult. We didn't like anything about we eat anywhere except for a pizzeria that was called Giovanni's. That was in a beach that is called Carpinteria. There, we ate a pizza that is exquisite, just like that, exquisite. In other words, I would give it a 9. A 10 would be my pizza. 8.5 would be theirs, maximum. Very well made, very well made. They put tomato on top because I asked them. And it was basil and garlic. Spectacular, I loved it. And we were the last ones in the night because we were walking in the beach and it became 9 p.m. We had planned to eat there. When we went to the beach, it was filled right there. When we went back at 9, there was no one. We entered and they said, it's closed. Oh, it's closed. You don't. Can you make me one to go? And he says, well, we'll make you one. It was the last one in the night. They made for us to eat, to take. They were cleansing the kitchen already made us an exquisite pizza. It was lucky that we ate there, and we liked that one. We loved it. It's not that we liked it. We enjoyed that pizza. Well made, the dough, the rich sauce, the exquisite cheese, the perfect topping on top. All actually, the milanesa, like Leslie said, is always fried. Now, if you want to bake it, you have to add enough oil below, and on top, like Leslie said, you have to spray it or fill it with oil, and then you have to turn it over. So then you have to make sure that the oil covers all of the milanesa. In the oven, as hot as possible, at least at 500 degrees Fahrenheit, the highest that your oven goes. And first of all, you heat up with hot oil, and then you place the milanesa there, and then you add more oil on top, and then you turn it over so that it looks fried, Actually, it's kind of fried, because you kind of fried it in the oven with lots of oil, but never dried, never dry. I had never seen for Leslie, because, to tell the truth, we told them by using a text that we'll use later in the Shemah. Oh, very delicious, very delicious. You can't just, it's all nasty. You shove the food up your ass. No. Even though it was coming up out of our purse, Leslie said, I'll take it home. And I saw her, and she said, I'll take it home. So as to not leave it, it was going to be even worse. And she said, Leslie said, can you bring me a little box to take? And she put the milanesa there, the empanadas, and the pizza, everything in there. And I looked at Leslie, I was hungry, and I ate that garbage. It was dog shit, but I ate it either way. And I told Leslie said, I'll take it home. And then says, let's throw this away, because it was dog shit, and we ended up throwing it away. To tell the truth, I had never seen Leslie do something like that. She only ate the salad. And this is, let's go. You ate just the tip of the milanesa, one empanada, and a little bit of pizza, nothing else. And then you said, let's go. And all that was $150, just so you understand that it was so expensive. $150. Actually, it was 120, 122, but I left the rest as a tip, and so that's fine. It's all delicious. Here, here's the tip, $30 tip. That's fine. And he was from Cordoba. The waiter, he has nothing to do there. He was there. He had nothing to do with that, so that's why I left him the tip. That's how life is. Very well. In this text that we're reading, the negligent hand impoverishes and the diligent is enriched. We'll study it next Shabbat. It's a text that goes for everyone. Because if those that rule over us were diligent, we would have a spectacular world. But no, they're not diligent, they're negligent. That's why we live the way we live. This is not just applied to the poor and the rich. No. This is applied to everyone. Absolutely everyone. The employees, the owners, the rulers, the directors, the kings, the people, any person empowering you to be diligent or to be negligent, to be lazy or working, a worker. Negligent and diligent is the secret. It is the secret. That's why there are poverty in the countries, because of the negligent hand of our rulers, or else there wouldn't be any poor person in the street. There shouldn't be. The government should have enough money for the poor to give them an apartment and food. And if it's where they have mental problems, to have a place to live and food, ensured always, no one on the street. Why are they on the street? Because we have negligent rulers. It is clear. That's why this text is so important. Why are our countries poor? Why is the U.S. a little richer than other countries? Why? Because it's a little more diligent than the negligent that rule over us. And not just are they negligent, but the people are negligent. The people are negligent because, just to have an idea, so that you understand where I'm getting at, I cross the Tijuana border from San Diego. The building in Tijuana is very different than the San Diego. In Tijuana is one on top of the other. Nothing is matching. So then one year they build something and then they elevate it. In 10 years I join it with another one on the side and we still build upwards, and there's no code and nobody cares. And then a neighbor and places music with everything, and he puts his car on top and is there for years. So then, who's the negligent one? The one that rules us, starting with that, but the people too. So then across the border, and I see, you breathe a different air. You're not going to see the junks over here, because in the U.S., you make a bad construction, they take it away. They don't allow you. They don't allow you, period. They don't allow you, period. So then why are the buildings so different in Mexico than here? What is the difference? What is the difference? The difference is the rulers, the laws, and the people. You have to educate them all, but it's the negligent people, the diligent hand. That is very important, and we'll continue to study it next Shabbat. But for now, we'll go and enjoy our birthday. Many thanks for all the care that you give us. Actually, you fill our heart. We are those crazies. Do you know it, my friends? We are crazy, very crazy. Because we think that there is an eternal justice that is called to rule the world, and it is guided by human beings. We are those insane people because we believe that God, the new God, is Argentinian. That is why we are crazy. Yes. And if that's why we are crazy, I am filled with pride of being insane in that way. I become ennobled with the insanity of believing the way I believe. What a good phrase. I become ennobled with the insanity of believing the way I believe. A flower is born every day the sun comes out. Every now and then you hear that voice. as of a delicious bread, delicious to sing in the balconies of the mind, along with us cicadas, but in turn, a transformer exists that consumes the best that you have, throws you back, and demands more and more. And there comes a point in which you no longer want. Suck at the liberty's breast. You will always carry her within the heart. They may corrupt you. You may even forget, but she is always there. Yesterday I had a dream with the hungry, the crazies, the dead, those who left, those who are in prison. Brian, today I awoke singing this song, which has been written time ago. It is necessary to sing it once again, one more time. The destiny, it is written. The end is inevitable. God, the new God, is Argentinian. Semper Fi. Let the laurels be eternal that we knew how to achieve. Crowned with glory, let us live. Or we swear with glory to die. How do the dogs know that I'm about to end? They understand more. They understand more than donkey here. Because of the tone voice. They know the phrases already. They're paying attention. Sophie's looking at me like that with the ears like that. Mikal is also with the tension like that. Wow. Let's go the eternal truth. They were waiting. They were paying attention, waiting for the applause. Many thanks for all the gifts once again, for all the greetings. We'll meet again next Shabbat. I'm going to go and enjoy our birthday, Leslie's and mine, and also Hades. She's entered now. I'm sure Hades is going to want another Shabbat too. With this one, it is completed. It's complete. I just want to get another meal out of it. With this one, it is completed. And she's like, did you want to make an asada? No, I'm just playing. We'll meet again next Shabbat. Boca plays. The filthy chickens are playing. I hope they lose. How are they doing? How are the chickens? They're 5 games without winning. Never in their life. How I enjoy this. Let's go Tigres. Let's go Tigres. We have to score on the chickens and bury them. Let them suffer. Let them suffer. I hope that we win. We play in a little bit. Remember, we'll play in a little bit, and then on Tuesday. We'll meet again next Shabbat. Hallelujah to every one of you.